Thank you very much. I will switch to English because there is some people from Hungary. Then when I speak mixed Polish and Slovak, then it will be difficult to understand for everybody. How much digital we are and how much we want to be. I would like to ask you a question. Why did you come here? I presume that there is majority of you comes from Slovakia. There is definitely a few people from the Czech Republic, just very few from Hungary, and in this room I'm probably myself from Poland. In Slovakia, you have a fantastic system for teleconference, which is connecting 200 sites. High quality video conferencing system, fully automated, and so on and so forth. Why did you come here? You might have watched the conference in one of those places, probably very close to you. The answer is, you came here because we all are social. It's the technology versus humanity. We came here to meet, to talk to each other, to have a dinner together, to have a gala dinner together, to listen to the music, and so on and so forth, to enjoy our lives as well. Therefore, it's our choice to be not necessarily 100% digital, okay? The organizers asked several questions, and I decided to answer some of them. Not all of them, some of them. What's the position of the V4 in the digital age? Is the cooperation of V4 regions still meaningful, and what should the governments do? Well, the answer to the last question may be somehow tricky, because probably the answer is the government should not disturb the business. But first we start with the first two questions. Oh, strange. No? Doesn't work? Can you? Oh, that's better. You know who it is? Who that person is? No. Well, it is the past Polish coach in football. His name is Leon Benhake. He was halfway successful, I would say, because he managed to get our football team to the Euro 2008, but we didn't went out of the group, so it was not really a success. But it was for the first time that we played in Euro. And he said, the technology doesn't work. Another button. That one. That one. Ah, that one is better. Okay. He said that. Well, he said that to the Polish folks, but it's universal. It means we have the same talents as everywhere in the world. Obviously, if you measure the innovativeness, we may be very lagging behind the forerunners, but it was an aggregated index. I presume that in terms of human capital, we are not so bad. It's rather the infrastructure, I mean the social infrastructure, the administrative infrastructure, which hampers innovation. We have the same talents as everywhere, and not only the same talents. Look what happens in business. Do you know what the companies are? Well, I hate commercials. I didn't want to mention any specific company, therefore I took the safe side. That's the, it seems that's the sponsors of this conference. Many thanks to the sponsors, by the way. Look at the companies. What do we have here? We have American companies, we have French companies, and we have Slovak companies mainly. They forget anything? No, I think it's more or less that. Which means, first of all, the IT companies are brave and smart, and they are everywhere. They are in Slovakia, in the Czech Republic, in Hungary, and in Poland. But obviously, they are the global leaders, and we are all using their technology. This means we are not better, not worse, than the other countries in Europe. Which is the position of the V4, the Visegrad Triangle? Well, we are simply people as they are, as people in France, Germany, UK. We use the same technology. We are not more stupid than they. We know how to use the technology, and we can innovate. We can create innovative solutions using that technology. We may wonder why we don't have IBM, Microsoft, Oracle in the V4 countries. Well, because of the history, because of the economic capital, and because of the sort of, again, social and administrative infrastructure. Now, what can be done in the region? That's an example. It's probably not very good visible and legible. It's a screenshot of the Polish railway ticket reservation site. And here you have another picture. I would like to ask you to find the difference, particularly in the lower rectangle. It is basically the same train. It's called Varsovia Intercity. This one is the travel from Katowice to Bratislava, and this one is from Katowice to Zebrzydowice, which is the border city in Poland. Okay, the difference is obviously that I am able to buy a ticket online and to display it to the director of the train, to the controller, on my mobile. I don't need any printout, as long as I travel within Poland. The same train, I want to go and cross the border, I'm not able to do that. Why? The technology can do it. It's only regulations. Obviously, you say, railways are companies. Yes, they are public companies. So that's something for the governments to do. I'm not talking about the trains which, because we are in Europe, you cannot charge the foreigners more than your citizens. You know what they do in the international trains? They say, okay, the price is that, but if this is, for example, the Czech train, we have happy hours, and we sell you everything for half a price. The happy hours happens to end when the train crosses the border and gets to Poland. As simple as that. Huh? So that's something for the governments. Now, I'm back to the digital versus non-digital. There's been a talk about security here. I give you just a case. It's an example which is completely fictitious, but based on facts. Yeah? You've got Mari-Liis Menik, who is Estonian, and you get basically, you know basically everything about her, just from her identity. Well, obviously not everything is written in the ID card, but the registers are connected. Therefore, you might know her civil status, her driving license, her home address, and so on and so forth. And that's the ID card, which also includes the digital signature. And here we have another example. Fatima Isha Khomeini, living in New Jersey, in the United States, only by chance, it might happen in Europe as well, who's got a driving license class D. How do we know that? Because they don't have the ID cards, they have driving licenses. Sorry. And that's her driving license. Obviously, that's fake, yeah? But it's a good example. What can be done? Advantages of transparency. Mari-Liis can basically everything. She can travel within the Schengen zone. She can vote electronically. She can use only one document. She doesn't have to carry the driving license because everything is connected. If she can identify herself, we know if she's got the license and which parameters. She can use the email address, which is given by the state in unified format. Therefore, she can communicate from that address with the public authorities. She can access public buildings. The ID card would be basically the pass to the buildings. She can travel with public transport even if she has no ticket. Obviously, if she paid for the monthly pass or whatever, but she doesn't have to have a paper ticket. She can do bank payments. She can participate in loyalty programs. That's business, public-private partnership. What can Fatima do? Fatima can travel within the USA, drive a car with an automatic gear, obviously, pay taxes, well, Marie-Lise can as well, and collect money orders at the post office using that strange ID. But what are the disadvantages? Marie-Lise gets stalked as her public address is, as her email address is public and her civil status as well, so everybody wants to date her. She cannot become a teacher because she was once smoking a dope when she was 16. She pays higher life insurance because 5 years ago she happened to be on a sick leave for 3 months. It's not information taken from a hospital, it's information taken from her employer. Her boyfriend left her because when he was trying to order a taxi on the phone, somebody said, good morning, Mr. Larsen, and his name was not Larsen. And she did not get her yearly bonus because they knew, her employer knew that she spent 2 hours in the library during working hours. How about Fatima? She can buy a Kama Sutra guide with her husband, best friend, and practice it. Nobody will know that. She can present herself as a 16-year-old boy on the internet because she will not be identified when she enters the network. She can change her confession and her friends wouldn't know it. She can, nobody will know that she's got a cancer, so nobody will raise her insurance rates. And she can watch a red movie in a cinema with herself starring actually in a movie, and nobody will recognize her. How does it end? Marie-Lise can get killed by a religious fanatic. I'm not talking about Muslims here. We have Catholic religious fanatics in Poland, and they can kill you as well, I believe. They are very Christian, yeah. And because she is in favor of abortion, and somebody doesn't agree with that. Fatima, on the other hand, get into a supermarket, being unnoticed and explode a bomb. So that's a big question and big challenge for the governments, how to provide security and openness and secure public services for the citizens, not only in our own countries, but across the V4 and across Europe. Thank you very much.